A ship floats silently in the Atlantic. Sails set, cargo untouched, crew vanished. No distress signal, no blood, no signs of struggle, just eerie silence. Was it a mutiny, a sea monster, or something far stranger? This is the chilling mystery of the Mary Celeste, a real ghost ship that defies explanation. In the cold winter of 1872, an American merchant ship named the Mary Celeste was found adrift and abandoned in the Atlantic Ocean. Her sails flapped in the wind. Her cargo sat untouched. Personal belongings were still in place. But her crew, 10 people in total, had simply vanished. To this day, no one knows why. No wreckage, no survivors, no definitive answer. The Mary Celeste has become a symbol of nautical mystery, inspiring everything from ghost stories to conspiracy theories. But what actually happened? Let's dive into the eerie legend that turned a merchant ship into one of history's most baffling maritime enigmas. The Discovery. On December 4, 1872, the British brig Dei Gratia spotted a vessel drifting about 400 miles east of the Azores. That ship was the Mary Celeste. When the crew boarded her, what they found was deeply unsettling. The ship was completely seaworthy. There was no sign of struggle, no fire, no flooding. The sails were partially set, but a few were damaged. Her lifeboat was missing, but there was no indication why it had been launched. More bizarrely, the logbook's final entry was dated 9 days earlier and didn't mention any danger. The last known location of the ship was 400 nautical miles from where it was found. Even stranger, the ship's cargo, 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, was mostly untouched. So were the crew's belongings, food supplies, and navigational charts. There was even a sewing machine and a piano still on board. Yet not a single person was anywhere to be found. Who was aboard? The Mary Celeste was captained by Benjamin Briggs, a deeply religious and well-respected sailor. On board with him were his wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia. Alongside them were 7 experienced crewmen, handpicked by Briggs himself. All were reported to be healthy, competent, and free of conflict. There were no signs of mental illness, no reported arguments, and no reason for mutiny. In fact, everything about the voyage, from the weather reports to the ship's cargo, seemed normal. The Mary Celeste had departed from New York just a month earlier, headed for Genoa, Italy. So what could be caused 10 people, including a child, to abandon a perfectly good ship in the middle of the ocean? The unexplainable details. Here's where it gets really strange. The ship's food stores were full, enough to last 6 months. The cargo was intact, although some barrels were later found to be empty, possibly from leaking. Personal items like boots and pipes were still in their proper places. Even meals appeared to have been recently prepared, half-eaten and left behind, as if the crew had left suddenly and without warning. One of the ship's pumps was disassembled, which confused investigators. The ship's navigation equipment, including the chronometer and sextant, were missing, suggesting the crew may have left in an organized evacuation. But why abandon a functional ship in calm seas with full supplies and no signs of immediate danger? Now we discuss some theories and explanations. Over the decades, numerous theories have emerged, some rational, others wildly speculative. Number 1. Alcohol, fumes, explosion. The Mary Celeste was carrying 1,700 barrels of denatured alcohol, some of which were found empty. One theory suggests that fumes may have built up in the hold. Fearing an explosion, the crew could have evacuated temporarily in the lifeboat, only to be lost at sea. This idea gained traction when similar barrels were known to leak over time. But there were no signs of fire or scorching. And why take a child if they expected to return? Yucker 2. Seaquake or rogue wave. Some believe a sudden seaquake or rogue wave may have rocked the ship violently enough to make the crew think it was sinking. In panic, they could have launched the lifeboat, only for the Mary Celeste to stabilize and drift away, leaving them stranded. Again, plausible. But the ship was found in excellent condition, and no storm was reported nearby. Number 3. Mutiny or foul play. Was there a mutiny? Or perhaps an attack by pirates? The evidence suggests not. All valuables were untouched. There was no blood, no signs of a struggle, and the crew was carefully chosen by Captain Briggs. Moreover, nothing was stolen, not even food. Number 4. Paranormal theories. Now we enter the realm of the strange. Some claimed the crew was abducted by sea monsters or spirits. Others pointed to the Bermuda Triangle, even though the Mary Celeste was far outside it. There's also a theory of alien abduction, especially due to the clean, sudden nature of the disappearance a favorite among speculative writers. Though there's no scientific support, it shows how mysterious this case truly is. Number 5. Insurance fraud. One theory accused the crew of the Dei Gratia of foul play, suggesting they murdered the crew to collect the salvage reward. But this was dismissed at the official hearing, and no evidence ever supported it. To this day, no theory fully explains all the facts without contradiction. Next section of the video is the aftermath and legacy. The salvage hearing cleared the Dei Gratia crew but left the mystery unsolved. The Mary Celeste was refitted and sold, but she was never the same. Over the next decade, she was considered cursed. She changed hands multiple times, ran into trouble on nearly every voyage, and was ultimately deliberately wrecked in 1885 by her final owner in a failed insurance scam. Even in death, the Mary Celeste remained a mystery magnet. Writers like Arthur Conan Doyle fictionalized her story, and to this day, the Mary Celeste is a staple of maritime legend, paranormal shows, and mystery documentaries. So, what really happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Did a natural event force an emergency evacuation? Did fear of an explosion doom the crew to drift endlessly at sea? Or is the truth something more sinister, more unimaginable? Over 150 years later, this ghost ship still drifts not on the sea, but in our imaginations. The Mary Celeste is a chilling reminder that even in the age of reason, the ocean keeps its secrets. If you love eerie history, real-life mysteries, and stories the world forgot, subscribe to Urban Lore. There are still shadows to explore and legends waiting to be told.